You know that feeling when you're scrolling through endless security camera options and you start wondering if you're about to waste a weekend setting up something that ends up gathering dust? I had that exact hesitation last month, trying to convince my roommate that a dedicated NVR was worth the space on the shelf instead of just relying on a cheap Wi-Fi cam app. The thing that finally tipped the scales for us was knowing there was a system that could actually record 4K footage, give us real-time alerts for people and cars, and still be manageable for someone who isn't a tech wizard. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's break down the Lorex N882A38B 32-channel NVR and see if it's the right fit for anyone who's serious about home or small business surveillance but doesn't want to end up with a Frankenstein of mismatched components. First off, this unit is a recorder-only box, which means you'll need to pair it with compatible Lorex cameras that support PoE, Power over Ethernet. The NVR itself has 16 PoE ports built in, letting you plug straight through from the NVR to the cameras without a separate switch. That's a real time saver if you're wiring a property where you already have Ethernet runs or are comfortable pulling a few cables through the walls. Who should consider this? If you own a property with a fair amount of square footage, think a two-story house, a small office, or a rental unit with a driveway, and you want the peace of mind that comes from crisp 4K video, this is a solid candidate. The advanced person and vehicle detection can cut down on the endless scrolling of footage. The system flags moments where something actually moves, which is a blessing when you're trying to catch a package thief or keep an eye on a delivery driver. It's also a good match for anyone who already trusts the Lorex brand ecosystem and may already have a few Lorex cameras lying around. Those cameras will slot right in without any firmware gymnastics. On the flip side, if you're only looking to monitor a single front door or a small garage, you're probably over-engineering things. The 32-channel capacity and 4K resolution are overkill for a one-camera setup, and you'll end up paying for storage you'll never use. Also, if you're hoping for a plug-and-play experience with a mobile-only app, you'll need to get comfortable with the Lorex Cloud Portal. It's functional, but it does require an extra login step and a subscription if you want remote video retention beyond the local 4 TB drives that come standard with the unit. Now, let's talk about the practical strengths that actually matter once you've got the box humming. The biggest win is the native 4K recording on all channels. That means you can zoom in on a license plate or a face without the image turning into a pixelated mess. In my own test, we set a camera to capture a parked car's license plate at the driveway entrance. When we replayed the clip on the NVR, the numbers were crystal clear even after a week of storage. The 16 PoE ports also eliminate the need for a separate power injector, which simplifies the wiring diagram. One Ethernet cable carries both power and data to each camera. That reduces both cost and potential points of failure. The detection algorithms are another noteworthy feature. Lorex uses onboard processing to differentiate between a person, a vehicle, or just a stray animal. In a real-world scenario, a neighbor's dog wandering across the yard used to trigger endless alerts on my phone, but after enabling the vehicle/person mode, those false alarms dropped dramatically. It's not perfect. Occasionally a fast-moving squirrel still sneaks through, but it's a significant improvement over basic motion detection that treats every pixel change as an event. Storage is handled by the 2 pre-installed 4 TB hard drives, giving you a total of 8 TB of local storage out of the box. With 4K video, you're looking at roughly 30 to 40 days of continuous recording before the system starts overwriting older footage. That's more than enough for most residential users who review footage only when an incident occurs. If you need longer retention, the NVR supports additional drives, but that means opening the chassis and swapping them yourself, a task that's doable but not exactly a set-it-and-forget-it experience for the faint-hearted. Speaking of the chassis, the unit is a fairly bulky black box, roughly the size of a small desktop tower. It fits nicely on a shelf or in a utility closet, but you'll need to allocate a spot with good ventilation. The fans are quiet under normal operation, though we did notice a slight hum when the system was processing multiple high-resolution streams simultaneously. It's not disruptive, but if you're putting the NVR in a bedroom or a quiet office, you might want to consider a location with a little airflow. One hidden trade-off that's easy to overlook is the network bandwidth requirement. Feeding 16 cameras at 4K resolution can quickly saturate a standard home gigabit.